What's a common phrase you don't believe in?
Just using emojis. Describe your favorite submission.
Unexpected item in the bagging area.
This is exactly why I would always laugh when people would claim self-checkouts would push cashiers out of jobs when I was a cashier. Between them not functioning very well, needing to be constantly watched by an employee, and most adults being so terrible with technology they can barely use one successfully, there's no danger of that anytime soon.
Yeah, it definitely didn't eliminate any jobs. It just meant instead of having 3 manned registers to deal with way too many customers, you got 2 manned and 4 plus self-check. It's not ideal, but it made the chronic understaffing a little less of a hassle. Their unpopularity is why I love them. It's so nice to go in and buy a few things, scan them up and be out of there. The tills can be god awfully slow near me.
This deserves more of votes, honestly.
LOL, I put it there so it's absolutely expected.
I've had an unfulfilled fantasy to impersonate that checkout voice and prank people trying to check out.
You can't choose your family.
While none of us can choose our family, the saying, blood is thicker than water, is BS. My parents weren't ever able to help me emotionally and I never go to them in times of need. My friends on the other hand, are 100% dependable.
The actual quote is much better. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Meaning, the bonds you forge and choose in life are stronger than the ones you were born into.
Yeah, as much as I can appreciate the sentiment of those trying to reinvent the blood is thicker quote, it's an entirely modern invention and not a real thing. Trying to reinvent the quote also undermines that fact that we are in no way, shape, or form beholden to some pithy quote just because it's old or was treated as safe wisdom by people now long dead. We're allowed to think the quote is BS on merit alone and not succumb to peer pressure of dead people.
Marriage is literally choosing your family.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will break my heart.
The pen is mightier than the sword. Anyone who says that has not been stabbed by either.
You know the pen and the sword are metaphors, right? We in the Netherlands have the famous ballpoint pen murder. The Bourne Identity is a great movie. I recommend you give it a watch.
The penis mightier for 1000 Trebek.
It's never too late / anything's possible. Clearly you can't be a Formula 1 driver at 98 even if you're peak health. No, but sometimes it is too late, and it's better to accept and embrace that and focus on something that is actually possible. I was told I could be anything despite being stupid in school, but quickly realized that wasn't the case. I can't be a rocket scientist if I barely manage high school.
It's more about trying though. If a 98-year-old wants to sign up for racing classes and try to qualify for a race, why can't he?
Of course he can try, and I want him to be able to try. But he won't be accepted because it's elite requirements, etc. I have an injured back, they won't let me either. But if he pursued, for example, painting, he could be very successful if he had talent for it. It's about finding something realistic. And I don't mean to sound negative. It's better to know the limits and pursue what you will likely succeed in than to pursue something impossible or nearly impossible. We can't all be what we want, and of course we should tell kids they can become what they want. I'm not saying that. But when adults say to other adults, everything is possible / never too old, it's simply just not true. Had I known my limitations in mathematics, for example, I wouldn't have planned to be an airline pilot. I don't understand basic multiplication, even as an adult. Clearly I can't become a pilot when they have extremely high demands, and that's alright by me.
I upload videos every day, so subscribe to get updates regularly.
Children never lie. As a former child, I lied. A lot.
Oh, kids lie all the time. They just haven't learned to be good at it yet. In most cases. I lied at a level well beyond my years as a child, and quite willfully.
Use some common sense. Common sense is not so common.
You can do whatever you put your mind to.
Money doesn't buy happiness, said the people with money.
Money doesn't buy happiness.
Our soldiers protect our freedom, really needs to be unpacked. Sometimes our soldiers are sent into a country because that nation has a lot of oil. The freedoms of American civilians aren't at stake at all.
God doesn't give you more than you can handle.
The customer is always right. Nah, fuck the customer, you're wrong.
Good vibes only.
It's all good. And everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. There is no divine meaning. This are arbitrary. You can find meaning/lessons in things that happen, but that doesn't mean it was put there for you.
Everything happens for a reason. Turn the other cheek.
Getting your hair cut makes it grow faster. My mother uses this to try and get me to get my hair cut every month, and I'm convinced that it has slowed my hair growth down so much.
Forgive and forget. I can forgive, but it's better to not forget because so it doesn't happen again.
It is what it is. Money doesn't buy happiness. No, it buys peace of mind. Which is a kind of happiness.
Everything happens for a reason.
Pursue your dreams. That is how you end up with a huge amount of college debt and a dead-end job.
Big girls don't cry.
Fake it till you make it.
Hello, kind stranger, could you please like the video? I'll appreciate it a lot.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. The good guy always wins.
Blood is thicker than water. Just know. In all the families I've ever seen, only a couple of them were actually functional. The vast majority of adults I know are way better off going little to no contact with their shitty families.
That's not the entire phrase. It's, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. That's more along the lines of, it's not the hand you're dealt, but the hand you choose. We can be born into shitty families, but we can also create our own and develop a much stronger bond through shared struggle and success. If your blood relatives are fucking you over, cut them off and don't look back. Blood is thicker than water is just a terrible saying on its own.
The customer is always right. I sincerely hope to God that whoever came up with that shit has every Karen and Kyle ruin their life.
There are so many annoying phrases that people say all the time. But I guess one that really grinds my gears is, everything happens for a reason. Like, seriously? Do people really believe that? I think sometimes bad things just happen and there is no cosmic plan or higher purpose behind it. Life can be so unfair and random, you know.
Work hard, play hard. Nah, I'll pass. But work just hard enough and pursue quiet enjoyment of the simple, everyday pleasures in life, doesn't fit on a bumper sticker.
It is what it is. Most defeatist statement ever.
Probably already said, but sticks and stone may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
There are no stupid questions. Yes, there are.
Common sense isn't common. It literally is by definition. It just isn't as valuable as people like to think, because it's actually really common.
Nothing is impossible. That's a ridiculous thing to say. Many things are impossible. The universe is built on the idea that some things are possible and some things are not possible. If nothing were impossible, reality would collapse. Your call is important to us.
Money can't make you happy. I beg to differ.
The American dream.
Kill them with kindness. How stupid. All that does is make the other person realize that you're a people pleaser, and shit will just get worse from then on. If you're in a position where you're being bullied or whatever, do not kill them with kindness. Just kill them.
I have read the terms and conditions. Love makes the world go round. It's actually because of gravity.
You do you. I'm so sick of this one. I feel like it's just an excuse to do whatever you want without regard to anyone else. It's also annoying how many businesses have jumped on board with it to try to sell stuff.
Everything happens for a reason.
Just a conspiracy of linguists, then.
Forgive and forget is what my grandma told me about an hour ago when I was having a panic attack after an EDMR session with therapist yesterday and was having bad anxiety from repressed trauma feelings. From what I know about what happened, it really wasn't that bad. Yeah, grandma, forgiving and forgetting isn't on the agenda.